Welcome, dear friends, to tonight's bedtime story. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and let the stars above guide you into dreams. Each story is filled with magic, kindness, and wonder. Now, snuggle in and let's begin. Tonight's story, The Kindness Pot, takes us to a quiet village where a magical pot brings endless food to those with generous hearts. But when a greedy mayor steals it, the pot's magic twists into something dark and unexpected. Let's discover how kindness can be the truest magic of all. Long ago, before the town of Hamelin was known across the land, there was a small German village called Eichenfeld. The people there were simple farmers and bakers, living in wooden cottages by the green hills. They had little to spare, but much to share. If one neighbor's roof leaked, others helped mend it. If one family had no bread, another brought half of theirs. Though their tables were plain, their hearts were full of kindness. One cold evening, as snowflakes danced in the air, there came a knock at the door of a small cottage. Hans Bauer, the miller, opened it and found a weary traveler standing there. His cloak was torn, his boots worn thin, and his face was tired, but his eyes shone warmly. "Good sir," said the traveler, "I have walked far and have no meal or bed tonight." Hans and his wife Greta shared a glance, then smiled. "Come in, stranger. You will eat and rest here." Word of the traveler spread quickly through the little village. Their neighbor, Frau Marta, brought soup. The baker's boy, Otto, brought warm rolls, and the cobbler left an old coat by the fire. Everyone offered what they could. The traveler ate gratefully, his eyes soft with joy. "You have given much when you had little," he said. "May kindness always live in Eichenfeld." When dawn painted the sky gold, the traveler was gone. On the table lay a black pot and a folded note. Greta unfolded it carefully. It read, "To those who shared their hearts, I leave this pot. Ask it for food, and it shall provide, but ask for nothing more." The villagers gathered in wonder as Hans whispered, "Pot, may we have something to eat?" The pot began to bubble and glow. In moments, it filled with steaming soup, soft bread, and sweet puddings. The smell spread through the streets, and the people cheered. From that day on, no one in Eichenfeld went hungry. The villagers shared freely, never asking for more than a good meal and good company. Not far from Eichenfeld stood the wealthy town of Hamelin. The people there were proud and rich, but their hearts were cold. They mocked the poor and kept their doors shut to strangers. Their mayor, Herr Reinhardt, was the greediest of them all, boasting of his gold and sneering at kindness. One stormy night, the same weary traveler arrived in Hamelin. He knocked on door after door, but no one answered. At last, he came to the mayor's brand house. "Please, sir," the traveler said, "I ask only for bread." Herr Reinhardt glared and shouted, "Away with you, beggar!" Then he slammed the door. The traveler sighed and disappeared into the snow. The next morning, word reached the mayor that Eichenfeld had grown happy and well-fed from a magical pot. Greed burned in his eyes. "Why should that little village have such fortune?" he growled. "We will take it for ourselves." That night, under the pale moonlight, the greedy mayor of Hamelin and his men crept into Eichenfeld. The village was quiet as they sneaked into Hans and Greta's cottage and took the black pot from the table. "Now the magic will be ours," the mayor whispered, hurrying away through the dark. In the town square, Herr Reinhardt held the black pot high for everyone to see. "Now we shall have gold and riches," he shouted proudly. The people cheered as he gave his command. "Pot, I command you, give us treasure." But instead of shining coins, the pot began to shake and hiss, spilling dark smoke into the air. The people gasped as the smoke twisted into shapes, hundreds, then thousands of rats. They squeaked and scurried through the streets faster than anyone could stop. The rats darted between market stalls, biting into fruit, bread, and grain. People screamed and ran to their homes as more and more rats filled the town square. The rats spread into houses, barns, and grain stores. They chewed through wood, spoiled food, and filled every room with noise and filth. Day and night, the town echoed with squeals and scratching. The proud town of Hamelin was soon broken. Its streets ruled by a sea of rats, while the people hid in fear behind locked doors. Meanwhile, the kind people of Eichenfeld discovered the pot was gone. But instead of anger, they smiled. The traveler's blessing was never in the pot. It was in our hearts, said Greta. We have enough, and that is all we need. And so, Eichenfeld stayed bright and peaceful, while Hamelin was left to its dark fate. The people of Hamelin took what was not theirs and gained nothing but rats. And from that day on, the rats never left Hamelin. Until one day, a mysterious piper came playing through the town. But that, dear child, is another story for another night. And so, the pot showed that kindness is the truest magic of all. With that, our story comes to an end. May your dreams be filled with kindness and wonder. Good night, little dreamers. Until next time, sweet dreams under the stars.